Hey everybody, it's Becky, late bloomer abroad, back again. Still thinking about my destinations for my big trip around the world next year. And I wanted to let you know about some of the more unusual ones that I'm thinking of going to. So thanks for joining me. So this is the map of the Silk Road back in the day, and it's still serviced by trains, long distance trains, and it looks like a great destination to me. Azerbaijan is right here. Georgia and Armenia are right here. This is Almaty, Kazakhstan, which is quite a big destination and pretty popular with Westerners, is right here. This is where I would probably start on a train, and I love train travel. And the train pretty much goes all along this route here into China, and then through here, and then the town of, I think it's Xi'an, Xi'An, is about here. That's where the terracotta warriors are. I would really like to see that. That's about here. And then fly from there to Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is roughly, I would say, about here. But in these countries around here, would they be welcoming to women traveling alone? And actually, the reports that I've read were that they are, and that they're extremely hospitable, friendly people. First one is the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi. If I'm anywhere near this area, I really want to see this old town. See, back here would be probably the new town, big buildings, but they still have, and look at, this crazy new bridge, but then they still have all the old, that's a church, and this beautiful area here on this hill with another church. I just think this is gorgeous. Look at this. This is a clock tower. Now, this is not a clock tower that's been damaged in an earthquake or anything. They built it this way. I find that so fascinating. I love things that are not symmetrical. And I just love that they actually built this. Like, this is all, cattywampus. This is askew. This looks like some, I don't know if that's Greek or Roman. I'm not great at architecture, but, and then how this is like not in line with the top. I love this kind of thing. Here is the capital of Azerbaijan, Baku, which I'd never even heard of, but it is very close to the country of Georgia and of Armenia, and it's an interesting place because it's just all of a sudden become popular with European travelers. And this is, what was interesting to me is this is the Caspian Sea. Wouldn't it be cool to see the Caspian Sea? I certainly never thought I would be able to. It's still got all the old stuff that I love too. The walled city of Baku is an UNESCO World Heritage Site. So see this? I mean, obviously they've renovated it, but still, I love this kind of thing where they've put it back to what it would have looked like back in the day. And a trebuchet. That's cool. I've never seen one of those in person, I don't think. And then, yet they've got this modern stuff too. It just, it's cool. Look at this, like, center. I mean, this reminds me a little bit of Teletubbies, actually. It looks like a huge Teletubby house. I might also take a day trip to Samarkand. That's sort of really where I would like to go. in Uzbekistan, but it's not as easy to get to, but it's an easy day tour, supposedly, from the capital. So look at this building. I saw a couple YouTubers that I follow had gone here. I think Rick Steves even went here. I'm almost positive he did. And it just looked so great. And they spoke about how nice the locals are, and good food, and just everything very clean and orderly. And look at this gorgeous, I don't even know, I'm sure they're probably religious buildings, but I just, well, there aren't many photos here, but a lot of the town looks like this one. And it's just fascinating to me. So that's a possibility. The Lunar New Year is a big event in Asia. They don't celebrate the calendar year that we do. They celebrate the lunar calendar New Year. And I'm planning on being in Chiang Mai, Thailand, which will be my base pretty much for the year. I plan to be in Chiang Mai for probably about 4 months next year, using it as a base to travel in the area, but I'll be spending a good amount of time in Chiang Mai. Here's another great place I want to see, Angkor Wat in Cambodia. It just looks so unusual, and doesn't it? It looks ancient, right? I mean, but it really was only built in about 1200. But boy, does that. I mean, it is old, but you could tell me that it was, 2000 BC or, 100 BC, and I would believe you. In the Balkans, one of the places I'm most interested in is Mostar, a small town in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And this is why I saw a picture of it and I thought, oh my gosh, it's so cool. I don't know, it looks like a cross between the Middle East and, some Bavarian town or something. Just definitely worth a try. A definite must is Dubrovnik, Croatia. Back when it was part of Yugoslavia, this was, boy, my dad and I really wanted to go here. Look at that. And the Mediterranean cruise we went on at first was supposed to go there, but 6 months before we left, they took this stop off, and I know we were pretty heartbroken because we really wanted to see it. I still have never seen it, and I would really like to go there. Any Game of Thrones fans would like to see it because this is King's Landing. This is where they film King's Landing. If it's not something that they built on a stage in Northern Ireland where they filmed most of the series, when they're outside and it's a real scene, this is where it is. Where Cersei walks down the stairs naked through the streets, having people, yelling at her, and she's had her hair cut super short. That's Dubrovnik. I'm going to St. Petersburg, Russia. This is one of the places I know for sure I'm going to go. And I'm going to go with my friend Melissa, who grew up with me in Bakersfield, but she lives in Sweden. She's who I go see in Sweden every year or two. If you go on a cruise into St. Petersburg, you don't need to get a visa ahead of time, which is good because it's time-consuming to get a Russian visa. You can take a cruise or you can take a ferry. Well, there's only one ferry line that is accepted into St. Petersburg, so that's the one we're taking. And I really cannot wait. I just think, look at this. I can't remember the name of this now. something about blood. But is that just not the coolest looking church you ever saw?
Now switching to Australia.
My friend Caitlin at work turned me on to this. I couldn't decide where to go in Australia. I knew I wanted to go to Australia. I just really have never had much of an interest in going to Sydney or Brisbane or any of that. The 1956 Olympics were in Melbourne, so that, made me think maybe I wanted to go there. But I don't know, none of them just had anything that was really making me want to go particularly to that city. And then Caitlin told me about quokkas, these crazy animals, and they're only found on a place called Rottnest Island, and it's off the western coast of Australia, near Perth, Australia. And it's just, they're just insanely cute and unusual, and I think that's where I'm going to go. Well, they look kind of like koalas. I mean, they must be related, but they're like really adorable. And in this island, this guy shows you how to take a picture with them. He said you just sit here and pretty soon they'll come up. They're friendly and they're eating, and I mean, are they just adorable? And I thought, well, hey, Perth, Australia. Okay, I'd like to, if I'm going to see a Australian city, it looks very similar to all the others. And then I get to see quokkas too. And plus, this island is like fantastic for snorkeling, which I dearly love. Look at the water. I mean, please, yes. I think I found my place. Yeah, look at the water behind this guy. Wow. And with the quokkas. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's almost like falling asleep. That is just so funny. I can't wait to see him. As long as I'm in Australia, I of course want to pop over and see New Zealand. I've wanted to see New Zealand since 1984. The company I was working at, we had some customers from New Zealand who came to visit, and they were the funniest, friendliest group of people I had ever met to date. They were just wonderful people, and they were all from Auckland. And that's the town that I am going to go to. And among other things, what I want to do is take a tour to where they filmed The Lord of the Rings. Of course, me and a million other people want to see that. But here is the part that I like the most. They still have the set where they filmed Hobbit Town, where the hobbits all lived. They kept it intact, and they do tours, and they even have the cantina, the restaurant, where they, eat and drink. In the last episode, at the end of it, they have turned it into, it's a real restaurant, and I just really want to go see that as long as I'm there. And then who knows what else I'll do, something else outdoorsy. Thanks for watching. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe and click on the bell so you don't miss any of my pre-planning and then my trip in 2021. Bye.